Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we are diving into a huge topic, one that's on just about every leader's mind right now. And that is, how do you build a custom AI that actually works for your organization? One that gives you real value and isn't just some shiny new toy. We're going to dig into the brilliant framework from Kevin Brake that shows you exactly how to get it done.
All right, let's just jump right in with a question, a pretty critical one that honestly a lot of people are afraid to ask about their own AI projects. You've spent the money, you've got a team on it, but is your new AI just a super fast search engine for finding irrelevant, outdated, or flat out wrong information? If that feels a little too familiar, trust me, you are not alone.
And that feeling, it leads us right to the absolute heart of the problem. It's a classic idea in computing. You've probably heard it. GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. It's as simple as that. You just can't expect an intelligent, insightful AI if you're feeding it a diet of total digital chaos. This, right here, is the #1 reason these big, ambitious AI projects just fizzle out. So, let's break down exactly why this happens, because the failure doesn't actually start with the AI technology. Nope, it starts way earlier with the messy, unstructured knowledge we expect the AI to magically understand. You just can't point an AI at your tangled mess of shared drives and expect miracles to happen. I mean, just take a second and think about your company's own digital files. Does this look familiar? You've got stuff scattered everywhere: SharePoint, Teams, random desktops. You've got 10 different versions of final report _v3 _actuallyfinal.docx. There are no real rules for how to name things. It's a mess. And that is the garbage we're talking about. An AI has no chance of learning anything useful from that. Okay, so let's get to the solution. This is where the Kevin Brake guide is so incredibly valuable. What he's laid out is a blueprint that, and this is key, starts with people, not with tech. It's a strategic, human-first plan to get your house in order before you even think about the AI itself.
And the guide lays out this really clear, non-technical foundation. You start with an audit. You figure out what you even have. Then you use principles from library science, yeah, you heard that right, library science, to design a central organized system. Then you make the rules for how things get named and approved. It all culminates in a master table, a single source of truth. Success here starts with good old-fashioned organization, long before you write a single line of code.
And this quote right here, it gets to the absolute core of the philosophy. See, when Kevin Brake talks about this system, he uses the phrase living document. He's not talking about some static project you set up and then forget about. The whole point is to create a living system, one that's built from the ground up to grow and adopt right along with your business. Okay, so once you've done all that crucial human-led work of curating your knowledge, you have this beautiful, clean foundation. Now, and only now, are you actually ready to bring in the technology and start building the AI engine on top of it? So the first technical step is to prep all that approved, clean content for the AI. And this happens through a really cool process called vector embedding. In simple terms, it translates all your documents into a complex set of numbers. Think of them like coordinates on a giant, multi-dimensional map of meaning. This is what lets the AI understand the context and the meaning of your information, not just blindly matching keywords like a normal search bar.
This whole setup creates what's called a retrieval augmented generation system. I know, it's a mouthful. Most people just call it a RAG system, but it's a really logical pipeline. Your high-quality documents get turned into those vector embeddings. They get stored in a special vector database, and that database is what you connect to a powerful large language model. So the AI never even sees the messy old drive. It only talks to this clean, curated, context-rich library you've built for it.
Now, this brings you to a really important fork in the road. You have to decide where the brain of your AI is going to live. You could host the language model yourself locally. That gives you way more control and privacy, which is perfect for really sensitive data. Or you can use a cloud provider. That's going to be much more scalable and way easier to get up and running. There's no single right answer here. It really depends on your company's budget, your security needs, and what your tech team can handle. But hey, building the AI and plugging it in,
That's not the end of the story, not even close. In fact, it's really just the beginning. If you want your AI to stay sharp, relevant, and trustworthy, you absolutely have to commit to a continuous process of testing, training, and governance.
You see, a successful AI is a living thing. You have to take care of it. And that means you're holding regular governance meetings where you're looking at real, tangible numbers like these. How many new documents did we add this month? How many old ones got replaced? Are we catching duplicates? Tracking this stuff is what keeps the AI's knowledge base from getting stale and useless.
And the Kevin Brake Guide is super clear on this. You need a structured plan. That means scheduling regular reviews with your subject matter experts. You need to get feedback from the people actually using the AI. You have to maintain that strict version control. And every time you update the system, you've got to test it to make sure it's still giving good answers. This is how you protect the quality you worked so hard to build in the first place.
So look, if there is one thing you take away from this entire process, let it be this. Success with AI is not a big data problem. It's a good data problem. Thoughtful planning, strict quality control, and that ongoing governance that will always beat just dumping a mountain of junk into a model and hoping for the best.
So the final question we're left with isn't really about technology at all. It's about mindset. Is your organization, is your team ready to make the shift? Are you ready to stop just storing data and start strategically building knowledge? Because making that leap is the only way you're going to build an AI that is truly ready for the future.